Well, it was an interesting ball game to say the least. Two teams out there, and the defensive struggle for a while, and Penn did what they had to do in the second half and get a drive going. Offensively, we just we never really could get off the mark. Again, credit Penn's defense. Aggressive all night, penetrating our line of scrimmage, and certainly struggled out there offensively. But I was proud of the way our kids played hard. Both teams played hard. We've had great, tough, physical football games with Penn year in, year out, and this was no different. And unfortunately, we come up on the short side of a tough football game.
Frank, you may have talked about this just before I came running in, but it looked like in that first half, with the opportunistic way you were scoring, that you really had the momentum, and then it just looked like the Penn's running game kind of took over the game in the second half. Was that what you were afraid of, Penn being able to run the ball and pound it out like that with you?
Well, you're always concerned. I mean, my concern is always you want to stop the opponent's run, you want to run the ball, and those are two things that we didn't do. We didn't stop their run. Their backs did a great job of yards after contact. We made some hits in the backfield, and several times they were still gaining very good positive yards. So, we were running in. We focused on turnovers and trying to pull the ball out. I think we were trying to pull the ball out more, and we were doing a good job tackling. We need to certainly change that. I like to emphasize turnovers, but I like a little bit more emphasis on tackling. That's certainly the one area that we didn't do well on that side of the ball. When you win as a team. When you lose as a team. It doesn't matter that one phase maybe played better than the other. Certainly, I thought our defense, played very well out there, and unfortunately, we couldn't give them the support they needed offensively.
Coach, the intensity level for you guys tonight just seemed to be so much greater than last week. Did you sense that? Did you feel that?
Well, I think we were much better prepared. I think, again, you went into last week's game, a game you're supposed to win, and maybe there's some relaxation in the back of your mind. Going into this week's game, you're playing a defending Ivy League champ with all those returners back, and certainly we were, an underdog in a game we weren't supposed to win. I think the kids obviously came at it a lot more aggressively, but that starts this week in practice. Last week, I thought we practiced extremely hard all week, and we're prepared, and we got to go back to the drawing board, obviously.
Mike, when was the last time you scored a touchdown?
First one ever.
First one ever?
Yep.
The ball seemed to be finding you in the first half, in the whole game, and then you recovered that fumble at the end. What was Penn doing? What did Penn start to do in the second half that allowed them to take the game over with the running game so much?
I think it was just us missing tackles. They were just putting their head down and getting a few extra yards each time, and we weren't wrapping up well enough. And that's something we're definitely going to be correcting this week.
Mike and Doug, did you guys feel, that you were more intense today than you were last week?
I feel we wanted it more. When your back's against the ropes like that, you definitely come out and want to play even harder after you see the tape from the week before and, learn from the mistakes you made, and you just want to go out there and prove it to everyone else that you can do it.
I think we've definitely had a chip on our shoulder this week from all week of practice, and I think we were excited for Georgetown last week. We just unfortunately weren't able to finish like we've been stressing and trying to finish everything. But I think we definitely came out today with a chip on our shoulder that, like Coach D said, starts in practice. So we have to keep up our practice intensity for the rest of the season.
Mark, was this a tough game for you tonight?
Before the game, it was a little emotional right in the beginning, but like I said, I figured, when first play came, I was thinking all about football, and I really credit Penn's defense. They did a great job tonight, and especially our defense. Our offense definitely let them down because they played one heck of a game tonight and did everything they could on their side of the ball.
Mark, one of Penn's corners had 3 interceptions tonight. Was he just breaking on the ball really well? Were they bad passes, or what did you kind of see for maybe the reason why he had 3 interceptions in one game?
I didn't know it was just one person, but it was basically missed throws. It wasn't misreads or anything. It was just ball placement. I mean, that was the main thing. I think all 3 interceptions. You know, behind one and just threw one too much inside. You know, so it was basically ball placement.
I guess this could go to any of you guys, but did the emotions of the pregame with the moment of silence, did that have any effect on your team at all? And if not, then did you think that, you know, coming into the game it was going to have a major impact on Penn? Did you prepare for that at all?
Well, first off, you know, our team was certainly affected by that, not nearly like Penn's team, but Mark was, you know, one of Owen's best friends, played youth ball since 9th grade. They go back. He's been wearing a band on his that he designed, and, you know, rest in peace and forever, you know, Owen on his wrist. So we've seen that since that whole time. Our team's very well aware of that. Owen had been in our campus, you know, with Mark. So it certainly, you know, people took that to heart. We wanted to be as respectful as we could. I don't think that had any effect on the game, and you know, something like that can carry you to a point, but then you have to go play the game. As I said earlier in the week, everyone processes those things a little differently, and you know, it was an unfortunate situation, and you know, some memories out there, you know, as well. I know memorializing Dan Stafiri was enough for me, because it's the first time I've been in this stadium that I haven't been hugged and embraced by Dan. So you know, it was hard for me coming in there and not seeing those plaid pants and that jacket, and him leading warm-ups out there. He was a great guy.
Frank, the quarterback situation, when you brought Ryan in the fourth quarter, is he obviously was healthy enough to play, but I guess most of the week Mark had got most of the practice. Is that the...
Well, I was hesitant, you know, but, you know, at that point we just felt that we needed to maybe try something. And even then I really was hesitant, because, you know, his knee, yes, was cleared, but he hadn't gotten a lot of work during the week. He did take a hit on it, which was my biggest fear, taking another hit on it. It got bent back, and, you know, not wanting to make a situation even worse. But, you know, sometimes, you know, he played, you know, pretty much a full game a week ago before getting hurt. And, you know, you just, with the 2-minute and hurry up, he had, you know, practiced that a little bit more since we've been, you know, in preseason camp. So you just do that. You know, we didn't give Mark a lot of help out there. We didn't give Ryan a lot of help out there either.
For any of the players, did it just feel like a normal football game out there, or did you sense a different type of emotion while you were playing?
Well, for me, you know, like I said before the game, you know, it was a little different just from a personal standpoint. I'm sure for these guys, it might have processed a little differently for them and how it affected them. But like I said, you know, when you get out in between the lines, you're thinking strictly of football, and it was definitely just another football game. And they, you know, won the defensive battle, and like I said, our defense couldn't do anything more. You know, our offense just didn't have you know, it just wasn't our night.
Anything else?
Coach,
Thank you, guys.
Go ahead.
sure, yeah. So you obviously you never want to lose a game, but knowing what the significance of this game was for Penn, the first game since everything that happened in the offseason, does that give you any sort of solace knowing that even though you lost, it, you know, provided, you know, a good kind of, you know, moment for the Penn team?
Well, you know, again, you never want to lose. We don't play. You play the game to win, and I think it was Bill Parcells said a long time ago that, you know, the wins, you forget about them that night. You're already thinking about the next game. But the losses, you know, you remember, and there's always something about it. You know, in terms of that, you know, affecting it. I mean, I longtime friend Al Bagnoli, had a lot of respect for him, and no problem congratulating the opponent at the end of the game. But certainly no second prize in coming up short. But you know, for them, I'm sure there's some satisfaction in the night they want to commemorate, and for that, certainly, you know, our heart goes out to them.
Thanks,
Coach.